the next part, investigative stories. There are two photographs here. One is a sad story, one is a happy story. I will come to this a little later. I handled industrial relations during the first 25 years of my career, which began in 1973. So during that time, I have seen conflicts, labor management conflicts at their worst. There was one lesson I learned, although I was on the management side, but I learned this lesson, and it is this: no matter who finally wins the battle, the loss to workers is the harshest, and it's immeasurable loss. Sometimes children can't go to school because people can't pay the fees. Sometimes they skip a meal. I mean, I don't have to narrate all this to you. Some of you may have seen what happened during textile strike. The heap of news reports which cover details of increased productivity and increased wages hide this plight of workers. I decided to investigate these labor issues because they were not simply labor issues, they were also social issues and its impact on the lives of workers. After my retirement, I spoke to Arvind Shrote, who is an advisor to more than 100 unions in Pune Chinchwed belt. Arvind Shrote and I have been good old friends for last 35-40 years. He introduced me to several persons and also discussed various facets of the issues. I published stories of injustice and harm done by short-sighted policies of industrial organizations. Take a look at these four ladies on the screen. They are housekeeping workers, they are sweepers, and they swept Bharat Petroleum's managers' colonies, not 1 or 2 years, but for 35 years. And for all the 35 years, they remained contract workers and they were paid only minimum wages. Sorry. What this means is your purchasing power effectively remains same for 35 years and your quality of living also in theory remains same. In practice it goes down. It goes down because the calculation of minimum wages are only theoretical. They have little relevance to the reality. Such were the bad stories. I also published stories of unusual experiment, good experiments. There were many. Do you know that 2 Indian small organizations have been sharing their wealth with their employees, including workers, based on a concept called economic value added? Now, this is what is recommended by the HR consultants and financial consultants for sharing the wealth of the organization. Usually this is limited to managerial level, but they do it up to workers. I covered such stories, not just stories of labor violence and greedy employers. On your right hand side on the screen, you will see a girl. Now, you take my word that she is a girl who is a welder. Now she is an Adivasi girl near Baroda. And she has been trained at Thermax to do highly skilled welding jobs. So I was allowed to click photographs by Thermax, nice of them. And I clicked this photograph in their factory and you can see what a hazardous job that girl is doing. This is the positive side of the impact on social issues by an organization. I covered both.